During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them. As America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how.
What the fuck?
By refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
Buzzin', what is up with Tarantino, man?
What?
What happened to him?
People say I got a real twisted sense of humor.
He looks like he should be on the back of a $10 bill.
Oh my God.
Royce Lopez.
I don't know what it is about him.
Hola, me llamo Royce.
Maybe I'm sick of hearing about him.
Yeah, I don't like hot hair.
Maybe it's his face. He's a punchable face.
You wouldn't download a pig, would you?
He's done nothing to me. He's probably a nice guy.
I don't care.
I don't know what it is about the guy.
Big Cranberry has been lying to you.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast.
He looks like he should be flying a kite with a fucking key on it. Brendan says he hasn't been able to use the N-word for a while. That's the source of his youth.
Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time. Here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce.
All right. Well, Mike, let's talk about some real things that are going on, okay? Let's talk about some things that I can't believe that this is the third time. I don't want to do this. I'm going to do it anyway. So, Owen Benjamin was drinking turpentine last we left him.
Here we go.
And saying that Jordan Peterson's wife never really had cancer. Well, Mike, did you think it could get crazier?
Royce, it's Owen Benjamin. It can always get crazier.
He gave it to me in Utah. Hi, so, I've been ladling the gravy pretty hard lately.
What?
And what is better than a nice, relaxing, end of the day, kick off your shoes, have a nice beverage, unwind, and have a book burning, right? Because the wife and the kids are having dinner at her mom's tonight, which I usually...
Why aren't you there?
Wow, that is very... wow.
Really enjoy going to, but I've been on a pretty intense detox diet.
That's why he's not there.
Turpentine.
That's why he's not. So he's not with his wife and her mother and his kids because he's on a detox, i.e., drinking paint thinner.
Somebody get this. I'm going to read this. Games you love. This always happens. We won't talk about Owen for like 8-9 months like we didn't. Why don't you talk about Owen? We talk about Owen. Always picking on Owen. There's so many people online to insult. Why Big Bear? Okay.
There it is. There it is. You let it slip.
Because he's drinking paint thinner.
And not spending time with his kids and his in-laws. That's why.
And it gets a little worse.
No sugar or bread, and her mother and her...
No, pause this. If you are defending Owen Benjamin right now, after all of this recent activity, you are a pathetic piece of shit. If you're still calling a grown man that is not your father or related to you Big Bear, while he drinks turpentine and misses out on his kids' lives, you don't listen to me. You don't deserve to have a seat at the table. You do not deserve to have an opinion.
The intense detox diet of no sugar or bread, and her mother and her, to give her credit, is an unbelievable cook. So I don't think there was any way I was going to withstand some of her cooking. So I tapped out. And so what's the best thing to do when you're home alone without the family?
Hold on. Let's give reasonable answers, and then we'll do this. Mike,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
the best thing to do when you're home alone without the family?
Productive or unproductive?
Well, let's do productive first. Productive.
Hey, you do a little vacuuming, maybe clean up a little bit, maybe organize the garage. Shit, they got a lot of farm animals.
Milk the goats.
Yeah, you do some stuff like that, maybe. But like also in the unproductive category, just enjoy a little peace and quiet. Pop the TV on, right? Maybe play some video games.
For me.
Smoke a cigar.
For me, productive. Organize some of our Patreon stuff.
Sure.
Because you have just real time to sit there and kind of edit some clips that I've been wanting to edit for a while. Stuff like that. Maybe work on some things for the show. Unproductive, jerk off.
It's always a good one.
And you're home. Hey, it's a chance. And you know what? Bink. Hear that little PS4 turn on?
Yeah, it's some
Grand Theft Auto, baby.
Yeah, man. Play some, a little Rust or
Have
something.
some fun.
Relax,
Yeah.
Because you can't do that when you're married. You got kids.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You always got to be vigilant. And then it's like, no, you know what? I gotta hang back at the house. And then they go, and you're like, yeah, like Roy said, dink.
Now let's see what Big
Right.
Big Bear
What
does.
does Big
Mike.
Bear do?
Do when you're home alone without the family? Rifle through your son's books that may not have sat right with you. And you don't want to do it in front of them. But when you have something called Fossils Tell a Tale of Long Ago, Forest Diversity, Dinosaur Why, Evolution Why, it's time for a good old-fashioned fireside chat plus some book burning.
You're good. You're good.
He waited till they left. He's gonna burn shit while they're like. I want to break this down for you because you could talk about he's crazy and the dinosaur stuff and the whatever and whatever. Cool, fine. But it's also very telling that he waited until they left the house to do it, right? Like that's almost like a violation of his relationship, right? Like isn't that like that shows deception on his part. That shows that no, there's no way I could have brought this up to Amy. She would have fucking lost her mind on me.
Yes.
So I'm going to wait until she goes, and then I'm going to burn the kids.
And then I'll deal with the consequences. Right.
That is forget the crazy and the turpentine and the dino stuff and the flat. Forget all that.
That's so hard to forget.
I know, but let's just keep this simple right now. Right. Let's look at this from a pathological point of view. That's sick. That's a weird, like that's a weird. I'm gonna hide this from. That's fucking weird, dude. He's gone. This is the worst he's ever been. He's drinking turpentine and burning his child's books. Like, that's not even a punchline.
Okay. We're 1 minute in.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too.
Okay.
Good to see you too, buddy.
Because I can't stand reading these books too. All right, let's first start with Dinosaur Rocket. As you can see.
And don't get me wrong.
Look,
sorry, I know I'm interrupting a lot, but don't get me wrong. This would actually make a hilarious bit. You know what I mean? Like if you were not already crazy and you're just fucking with people, like this would make it great. Like if you just went out to a store and bought some dinosaur books just to do this. Like if you weren't Owen, if you just wanted to like joke around about how dinosaurs aren't real and you're like, oh yeah, my kids aren't home right now, so I'm burning their dinosaur books. Like you're having a beer. People go, all right, that's funny. That's a funny bit, but this is real.
He really doesn't think dinosaurs existed. This is a real thing that he believes.
A new thing, by the way. A new thing that he's clung to. Yeah.
This right here is the lunar rover. Oops. Dinosaur Rocket.
He's taking too much joy in taking something away from his kid too, right?
Instead of taking joy by eating dinner with his family at his in-laws.
Which, let's be fair, fine. Nobody enjoys that, but you still go.
Yeah, of course.
Ceratops, Allosaurus, all of these dinosaurs by Penny Dale.
Yeah, somebody says it seems like a Sam Hyde bit.
Yeah, that would be something that Sam Hyde would do.
Dinosaur
All right, that's
rocket
funny.
waiting on the launch pad, having final checks. Wow, this is going to be a really good book. Check.
Here's the thing with this dinosaur book, by the way. This dinosaur book isn't even like a history, because let's say he doesn't believe dinosaurs don't exist, which is nuts, but fine. Never existed, fine. This book isn't even whether dinosaurs exist or not. It's supposed to be like, you know, the TV show Dinosaurs. Like, these dinosaurs are in a car driving to see, like, it's a cartoon. It's like fucking Care Bears or something. Like, why? Like, I don't believe in dragons, but if I had a kid and he wanted to read a book about dragons, I'd let him read it. Like, what does it matter, Owen?
Somebody said here, he just implied that these are the books that his son asks him to read. He might be burning his kid's favorite books.
Oh, you're right. That makes it way worse.
And he's just going, oh, whoops. like, wouldn't you feel, like, honestly, any parent in the world, right? If your kid is doing something that isn't good for them, even then, a parent should feel some mild degree of bad, right? Like, you should still feel bad when you take something from a kid and they get really sad. Even if it's the best thing for them, it should be one of those things where you go, man, this
should be a lesson.
This hurts that I gotta, this kid's gonna cry and I feel terrible, but I gotta do this because it's best for the kid. He's taking joy in this, which is another fucking sick pathological thing.
Check. Astronaut dinosaurs riding on the bus to the.
These are all the things that he hates. Think about this. This book is Owen's nightmare. It's astronaut dinosaurs that are going to the moon.
And maybe they're Jewish too.
Oh my! Obviously, the dinosaurs are Jewish.
Oh,
so
fuck.
it's Jewish astronaut dinosaurs going to them. This is.
Oh no! They're astronauts, so they're Nazis.
You're right. Yeah.
By the way, Game, I got to say this. The person that was saying this earlier just wrote, he paid for them. It's his property he's burning. All right, this person's definitely fucking.
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, obviously.
This person's definitely being funny. I fell for it at first, but when I read that, I'm like, okay, you got me.
He's messing
You're
around.
fucking dick.
He's messing around.
You're a fucking dick. Well played, though. It's his property.
The giant rocket. Vroom, vroom, vroom. That's a lie. Lie. So my boy will never bring this book to me again and say, Dad, will you read me this book?
That hurts my feelings. Like, honestly, I'll say, like, that fact that somebody brought it up, and it's a really good point. The kid probably really enjoys reading these books.
And he's enjoying this.
Now we're having a good old-fashioned book burning. Vroom. As you can see the media here. Brave dinosaurs climbing into the rocket right on the top. You see the media there?
There's the. Hey, you weren't wrong. There's the.
Again, and then he's like, yeah, Dad, are you going to read this book? Not anymore. Like, the fucking joy he's taking in this. It's like, if you love your kids, and your kid's like, I want another soda. I want to drink another soda tonight, Dad. And you go, I can't, give me another soda. It's just, you know what I mean? You can't have too much soda. It's not good for you.
You won't go to sleep.
And then they start crying and they feel bad. Or you take something, a soda away from them, right? You should still have this little thing in you where you're like, I feel so bad. I'm just robbing joy of this kid. But I'm doing it because it's best for him. This is like, hey, Dad, read the dinosaur book. Fuck you. Bear. It's like, what the fuck is that's a sick thing to take joy in, right? Dude.
Media. Up. Book burning. Clank. Nervous dinosaurs pressing buttons and waiting to start.
Frankie the Wop says, no, you burn something they love to teach them a lesson.
Of course. You're right. That's way better.
Great Goodfellas reference, by the way.
Oh, what are they going to do? Are they going to get on the rocket and go to the moon? Oh, book burning. The countdown to launch. 10, 9, 8, 7,
That's
6,
the countdown to your
5,
divorce.
4, 3, 2, 1, and it's off. Being burned.
Somebody said fire is hot. Mr. 147 IQ, ladies and gentlemen.
Dinosaur rocket roaring, and thundering into space, zooming faster and faster. Zoom! Misrepresentation of the Earth. And what looks like...
Oh, also round Earth. Oh, we forgot to add something to all the things in this book that he hates. Do you know if a children's book about astronaut dinosaurs bothers you this much, you're probably mentally retarded. Like I'm not even insane. Like you're fucking dumb. And the amount of people that eat this up, because this bothers me, right? Obviously, this bothers me because what he's doing to his kid. But there is, not all of them, but there's some people that watch him just to laugh at him. But he's gonna influence other people to give their children bad lives, to feed them turpentine, and to burn their toys.
This isn't even, you know what's funny? Because when Royce and I talked about this video before the show, we were like, of course we got to cover it. You know, we were like cracking jokes and stuff. But now that we're watching it, it's like, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
This is like, you know what I mean? This is really making me fucking sick. You know, I had some really fucked up, I had a really fucked up upbringing, and my parents were not perfect. But I can't even imagine my fucked up dad ever doing something like this and taking joy in it. You know, like it's, dude. Wow, man. This poor fucking kid, man.
Yeah.
Like a penis. Not by accident. Excited dinosaurs whizzing on the moon. Vroom. Onto the moon in the dinosaur buggies. Brrr. Proud dinosaurs posing with their flag. The flag of the first dinosaurs on the moon. The media is right there. Wow. Let's see what's on the next page. And if anybody wants to say this is ironic or something.
No, Owen, that's not what I'm going to use to describe this. Ironic would not be the word.
Pathetic. Infuriating.
Insane.
Sad. Heartbreaking.
Dying marriage. I can't. Again, this is a big part of it, because if you are going to take, but you going back to each other about taking something away from the kid. If you are going to take something away from your kid, you also supposed to explain to them why, right? Like the soda thing was like, look, you can't have soda because it's late and you're not going to sleep and you've already had enough sugar, okay? To take some, like, it's like when your kid goes to school and you were to throw away his toys when he came, you'd be like, why'd you throw away my toys?
This is just...
He's 3. They don't understand this. This is just...
If he's 3 and they don't understand it, he understands enough to walk up to you and say, Dada, can you read this book?
Lies being put in their head. The
And
flag
somebody
of the first
just said, too, just burn it already, sicko. Yeah, it's the way he's savoring this,
Yeah,
too.
burn the whole book.
He's savoring this the way I savor a porterhouse steak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just each bite is a slow...
Dinosaur on the moon, flash, flash, flash. Laughing dinosaurs playing, floating in space, kick. They're playing soccer in space? Oh, just kick off your shoes, ladies and gentlemen. This is a nice therapeutic.
I want to punch this fucking guy in his face right now. Am I the only one?
No, he's just...
Like, this is one of those things where you just have no problem just popping him.
Be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Good old-fashioned, all-American, therapeutic, enthusiastic book burning. Floating in space and playing soccer, kick, quiet, dinosaurs stopping to look at their planet. The blue planet so far away, home, all eyes, home.
Yes, Owen. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right in that that there are no spacefaring astronaut dinosaurs. You're right that there's no dinosaurs driving cars in space. I get that. But
did you know G.I. Joe's isn't a real branch of the military?
we all read a lot of things as a kid that was just silly, right? Like, oh, look at this. This is a story of a goat who lives on a volcano on Mars. And it
Sounds good.
None
That's
of
a
it
cool
makes
story.
sense. But like, when you're a kid, it's all about when you're a kid. It's all about learning to. Easy 3. It's all about learning to read, forming sentences, comprehension, colors, shapes. You know what I mean? The whole point of a book is to just keep your brain like,
Right.
oh, look at oh, wow, okay. The kid doesn't grow up and think, Dad, were there dinosaurs on the moon?
Can I break this down a little bit more?
Sure.
So he thinks that the secret Illuminati Grabbler media is trying to indoctrinate children with dinosaur spaceships and round Earth.
Sounds about right.
I didn't think about it that way. Then they'll keep burning it. Oh, and obviously, I'm not. This is what we talk, man. We talk about conspiracy people all the time, and we're the first ones to go, there's some shit that's fucked up. There's some shit I don't buy. Absolutely. I'm a big proponent of questioning things, right? But holy shit, do some people throw the baby out with the bathwater. Some people go, just because some things are shit doesn't mean other things aren't. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Owen thinks because he has a problem with that there were no dinosaurs. Like, he also misses any logical steps to get to those decisions. And you know what, Owen? Maybe public school isn't the best place for your children to be taught. I could get on board with that. Maybe it's not. But you're a worse alternative. Like, you are a worse Some people are a better alternative homeschooling their kids. You're the worst alternative here. Because this kid's going to be so fucked up. And you know what happens? And Mike, I'm sure you worked at a strip club, so you know. A lot of people that have parents that are this rough on them and that are this insane and don't let them read books and you're not allowed to watch TV, the moment they have any freedom, they go the opposite direction and they do fucking terrible things, right? They become hookers. They fuck you. My dad my dad villainized sex for me, so I'm gonna suck every dick on the street. That's what happens with this. You're creating monsters. You're not helping your kid. You think you know better. Owen, you think you could run your kid's life. You can't even run your own life. You've literally burned every bridge you've ever had. And you think that you were right doing it. You think you're the winner. You think that here's the thing, Owen. You think, buddy, everybody's laughing with you. Everybody's laughing at you. You're a joke. Because you said the first hour that comedians are laughing behind Crowder's back. Do you know what they're probably thinking about, Owen? You have become one of the weirdest, most unhinged people. Now, look, I don't know if you're doing all this book burning because you're legit. I do think you're crazy because you're legitimately crazy, or because maybe you're not on YouTube anymore and you're trying to get that juice back. You know? I don't know.
Trying to get the what back?
Juice.
Oh, okay.
Happy dinosaurs blasting off of space on their way home. Bye, they say. Hooray, they land in the ocean. Oh no, it's burning. Hero dinosaurs splashing down, safe and sound, back on Earth. Hooray! Outside broadcast vehicle, rigid inflatable boat, moon buggy, rockets. Every single thing on this page is either evil or a lie.
Everything?
So
I remember a while back too. He was talking about the dinosaur thing when he started getting into the dinosaurs, a fake thing, and he even said something effective like, "Yeah, my kid has books on dinosaurs." Like, and he didn't say like he was going to do anything about it. He was just saying like, "Yeah, whatever. My kid's got book on dinosaurs, whatever." And now it's turned into this.
Here's another dinosaur book.
Hot melted stone from a volcano filled the dinosaur's footprint in the mud. The stone cooled and hardened. A few years ago, fossil hunters called... No, I'm just kidding. This is also the Royal Society. I'm not going to pin it on anybody.
Your kid's going to come home and have one of the only things he loves gone.
It's hilarious, Owen.
Like, this is... I understand this. I would be nervous to live in a house with him.
Of course.
Dug through the stone, they found an exact imprint of a dinosaur's foot. Oh, no way. Their funding depended on it. What are the odds? Not all the fossils were found in stone. Some are found in the frozen ground of the Arctic. This ancient mammoth was a kind of elephant. It was frozen.
Is he now implying, okay, fine, you don't believe in dinosaurs. Is he implying that mammoths weren't real? Because we've actually found them frozen, like in perfect condition.
Yeah, but if you personally found them, Rice,
No, I guess I didn't personally find them, Mike.
then checkmate.
Thousands of years ago. It was found not long ago, buried in the frozen ground. The grass it had been eaten was still in its mouth. What could have killed it? And what could have found it?
I'm going to say this right now, and I'm going to go on record. If Amy stays with him after this, I have absolutely no sympathy for her after this.
I do feel bad for the kids.
I feel terrible for the kids. But if Amy stays with him after this, she is as big a piece of shit as he is, in my opinion.
Funding? The mammoth was fresh enough to eat. Whoa, really? Someone who ate a piece said it was.
That is true. That's actually a story that's true. That they did find a frozen mammoth, and they cooked little pieces of it. This about 50, 60 years ago. Cooked little pieces of it and ate it.
Dry and not very tasty. But what could you expect from an ancient mammoth? Although the children we just saw were all oddly diverse, every scientist here looks like they're from the same tribe. Black curly hair, bald, and male. It's almost
There's no female.
No.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
How do they reproduce?
It's weird. I
Like
know.
amoebas?
Yeah, they osmosis.
Oh, okay.
like it's almost like the science class, this priest class of scientists, they don't follow the same.
Did he say priest class?
I guess. You know, it's hard to keep up with this shit anymore, man. I'm really angry at this prick right now.
Type of forced integration that the children do that I just burned. Oh, it's almost like programming of who your master is going to be. Can't wait to burn this one.
The joy he's taking in this is what really bothers me.
Yeah.
Like if he just sternly went, I got to get rid of these books because dinosaurs aren't real, and I can't have my son getting his brain all fucked up. That in itself would be fucked up enough. But it's just he takes it to that level where it's like to enjoy it, to extract any level of joy from it is fucking psychotic.
Of a pine tree. The sap hardened and became a fossil called amber. Amber alert! Amber looks like yellow.
People find him funny because that's the other thing, man. People, you know, these fucking crazy people that follow him always comment like, "Oh yeah, Owen's fun." Is he funny? When's Owen been funny? Leftist sports? When was Owen funny?
Glass. The fly was perfectly preserved inside of amber. I can't wait to read this again.
Fucking, you're a hack. On top of everything, on top of being a fucking lunatic and a crazy, because that's the thing, because look, at worst, Owen is a fucking lunatic, crazy person who believes this stuff. At best, he's a terrible grifter that's influencing other people to believe crazy shit. Either one of those things are not great, right?
Oops.
This is bad.
Other insects and even plants have been preserved in amber. There's a spider, a cockroach.
But we have found insects preserved in amber. Have you not seen the documentary Jurassic Park?
We have learned many things from the fish, the fern, the fly, and
Yeah, Ballysong's got a good point. He goes, "You think he's doing this to spite his wife?" I don't know, but you got to wonder. And of course, we don't know what happened, but you got to wonder if there was a conversation where Owen was like, "Are you, Amy, I don't want the kids to read these books. I don't want them." And Amy was like, "Owen, let the kids have their, you do your show, but let the kids have their books. Let the kids have their books. It's fine. Don't be crazy, Owen. Leave them alone." "Yeah, fine. I'm not going to dinner tonight, though. And I'm definitely not going to burn their books."
So he just pointed out to go, look, he has 5.1 thousand people watching him
Right now?
live right now. And I don't know who would unironically watch him at this point. This is some, like like again, man. It's not even funny.
Speaking of Adonis, Paul, I heard you saw this, but I feel like we have to share this with everybody. You know, I feel like we have to share this with everybody. This is how do I explain this? Frozen, explain what this is.
It's a parody.
Yes, it's a parody, of course, but
It's an interesting parody that might induce a certain emotion.
okay. So, this is why I'm for bullying theater kids. This one is this is not the title of the video, but Adonis Paul put it up for us.
No, is this
It's titled "Literally the Worst Thing Ever Filmed."
Oh no!
And since we're talking about
oh no,
we're talking about COVID. We're talking about COVID. Since we're talking about COVID,
Not this-
what we're gonna
no.
do is since we're talking about COVID, what we're gonna do is we're gonna listen to this little ditty. Okay.
Please welcome the President of the United States, Joe R. Biden. Come on, folks, let's get back on the town. With all those jabs, I'm gonna work this out and bring our cases down. With all those jabs, I'm trying to pass my reform bill.
This is why the theater kids are like the only group I never felt bad about, like even in my adult life, being mean to.
No, me neither.
Fuck those kids.
With Joe Manchin here, don't think I ever will. And still on top of this, we're in a health crisis with all those jabs.
Once this is not my fault because I didn't bring this.
Somebody likes to play dress up.
Jen Psaki here.
Come on down and get a
And
shot.
let's
or
be fair,
two.
that's that we know it's not Jen Psaki.
You sure
'cause
your
this-
not working?
easy. But we know this isn't Jen Psaki because this person's clearly way hotter than Jen Psaki.
Oh, come on, Mike. That's really mean.
Of all those jabs, but shooting shots is not our only thing to do. Oh no, it's not just jabs.
I feel
Most
like
rep-
this feels like Crowder had heterosexual sex one time and knocked somebody up years ago. And this is like his long lost son. This feels like Crowder's long lost son.
Republicans are not a fan of our multi-trillion-dollar budget plan. But whilst our team reviewed, we're trying to distribute and do those jabs.
You know, I went from like hoping that I'm wrong and that that nothing bad does come of this COVID vaccine to now comfortably settled in with the people that have gotten it versus the people that haven't. I'm okay with there being just far-reaching complications down the road. There's just, at this point, if you're getting it now at this point, just...
Yeah, but this guy's got to crush a lot of puss. You got to think.
Well, what if he's one of the what if he's one of those low-key guys that's like legit straight?
Oh, yeah.
But pretends to be gay? Every theater group
Like
had
Milo.
one. Like Milo, exactly. He pretended to be gay his whole life,
Yeah.
then switched. But we had a kid like that in high school. We all thought he was gay, and he ended up. It ended up coming out like years later. They were like, "Yeah, everybody was fucking that kid, like for real." And it was like, "Damn, like homie had it in." I mean, it was a weird way to go about it because the rest of his life was hell in school, but he did get pussy.
Whoa, they've done 300 million shots so far with all those jabs. Oh, and still the White House wants to raise the bar with all those jabs.
What an unfortunate existence.
You know, JJ said something this morning. He goes, "You should have to apply for a permit before you get a green screen." And he's right.
Maybe you have to pay like $2,000 a year to the federal
Yeah, or
government.
something. You shouldn't just give green screens out.
This kid is I mean, I hate to say this. I know this sounds mean. If this was my kid, I would hate him. You know, like I'm sorry, it's true though. If this was your son, I'm not saying you'd hate him, but would you like you would be bummed out every time he was around, right?
Of course.
Like it's just like, hey, like you're like trying to be normal and
Hi,
go,
Dad.
and you're like, hey, listen, we got tickets. We're gonna go see the Pro Bowl this year. We like to go usually. We're gonna go to the Pro Bowl, and he's the one like doing like da da ba do 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 in the parking lot, and you're like just twirling around like a fucking male cheerleader, and you're like, God damn it, man! It's okay. That's a natural feeling. If you have a son, and although honestly, if you have a son and he grows up like this, there were some parts in that Choose Your Own Adventure book that you went wildly wrong too. Let's be fair. They don't come out this much like this unless Pop fucked up at some point.
Well, it's funny. He was actually the starting quarterback of the varsity team until he got the vaccine.
Oh, is this what happened?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Is this like a young Johnny football?
Yeah.
He's sweeping round the nation. Joe, delivering vaccination. It's JB's priority to do that. Oh, there's no more hiding.
The best part is, this took him like a week to make, and he had like in between takes. He worked so hard on this, but in between takes, he had to leave and go to his job at Panera Bread.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, or Chipotle.
Yes.
Joe Biden, so have that jab. That jab.
Okay, every word I could use to describe this would get us suspended.
I know. Okay, this is very funny because what did I say today, Frozen on Daywave, when Adonis played this? I said, there's so many things I want to say, but I can't say them on YouTube.
The list of words you're not allowed to use as descriptive adjectives anymore is unfortunate.
So I did have asked the patrons, hey, you guys always want to ask us questions? Now's the time to do it, all right? Harrison asked, whatever happened to the dog Royce had? I remember an episode where you guys had to leave early for a medical emergency because the dog wasn't feeling well. She's doing good. She's sleeping right next to me right now. Right, Tooks?
He's lying. I beat that dog to death.
You want to come say hi? No,
Out of mercy.
She's dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. I'm not know if we're gonna get to all of them, but okay. So Jason, this question got asked like a bunch of times by a few different people. So this is one that a lot of people want answered. My question would be: how did you guys first meet? How did you first do a project together? What inspired the ROTC name and format? And the name is a bit of genius. Can we pretend this was all a big biographical question? Okay. So, how did we first meet? Well, we both were doing our own. We both were on our own shows, doing our own stuff, and we were on the same internet radio station. This is back in the day before you could stream on YouTube and stuff.
Cringe Humor Radio.
Oh, Cringe Humor Radio is
That's
so
where
good.
it was. Where we met. It was Cringe
Humor
Humor Radio,
and then
those guys went on to basically run the stand.
And then Lose the Radio.
Lose the Radio, Edge FM.
Edge FM, we were Edge. So we were doing our own shows on there, and Mike had moved from New York down to Miami. And when he was down there, we used to actually, take little shots at each other when we were doing our own shows. That's the way it was. And when he came down to Miami, he sent me a message. He's like, hey, man, I'm in Miami. You want to meet up? And we went out, and we had a couple beers.
We went to this really fancy, very expensive restaurant called Flanagan's.
Ooh,
fancy.
We got to keep.
I believe it's French.
We got to keep the cups too, the big green cups,
plastic stupid cups.
Yes. The Flanagan cups. Ooh la la. So yeah, we met there, and then the first show that we did together was the Fifth Circle. Mike would hop on to like my Hippo Juice show and all that stuff every once in a while, and we were talking. I'm like, hey man, we should just do our own show. We have good chemistry together. And we started doing the Fifth Circle. And after that, I kept doing my shows. Mike stopped for a bit because he was, working. working man. And well, you came up with the name, Mike. If you want to answer that part of the question.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounded good at the time. I don't know. I think it dates a bit now. I don't think it's dating well, but
It's not dating great.
in 2016, it was a cool name. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It was just something that was just like I was pissed about a couple of things, and then I started getting down some rabbit holes, and then I got kind of fucking spurred out on the culture war shit for a while. And yeah, basically with when MDE got canceled, that was like one of those where I was like, all right, now they're pushing it. And then like, I don't know, I saw that National Geographic cover, like this was like 4 years ago when they were just starting to roll out the like kids stuff. And it was like this 6-7-year-old boy on the girl, I don't want to get in trouble, on the cover of National Geographic that was like, they were like the new face of the future or whatever. And then that was going on, and then Pizzagate happened, and then like everything is. I was just like, all right. And then I went like full Trumpsburg, and Royce was like, all right, yeah, we could do like, you know, it was like, let's just do a show where we try to keep that space alive because everybody just kept getting whacked. And you know, there was no like funny, right? Like the left wing usually does all the comedy and it's all woke garbage. And then the right wing generally just takes itself too seriously and needs to fucking relax and everything. And they just like spread doom porn. So we were like, what if we just did a show where the right wing was like fun and cool?
Yeah, and you're right. And we, you know, we started doing the show, and I mean, we were just doing the show, man, at the beginning for like maybe 20 people. It was just like friends and whatever, people listening, and then we kind of just took off from there. Not saying that we're huge or anything. Obviously, we're not. But
the truth is, we were inspired by Crowder.
Yeah, we were.
We were like, that fucking guy, man. He is the.
We want to be like him. We want to be like him, and here we are, Mike. Here we are because of him. And as far as that, yeah, the Revenge of the Cis name, you know, Mike and I were talking about it, but we're like, you know, the good thing about it is, and Bali brought it up too, you know, Revenge of this might be dated, but just everyone calls it ROTC now anyway. So that's a good, you know, that's a good name. It's a good name. And also my problem was with the show, whenever you're promoting it to people, they, what's the name of your show? Revenge of the Cis. It's always like cyst, like a cyst.
Yeah, you just say ROTC now, and people go, wait, so you're like the military, but for middle schoolers?
And I just say yes.
That's us.
That's us. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Bro, we used to fuck with the ROTC kids so much in high school. Did you guys do that growing up?
Oh, yeah, they were the easiest target.
Yeah, man, those guys were awful. We basically helped create future killers.
Oh, I'm proud of it.
I feel like I should get some sort of like maybe recognition from the military for everything I did to put the screws to those ROTC kids in high school.
Yeah.
They went on to probably got a lot of confirmed kills. And, you know, I mean, you're welcome, military. You're welcome, America.
We saved this country, Mike.
Yeah, we sent some real stone cold killers to Iraq and Afghanistan post 9/11, thanks to us just, you know, fucking with them all the time, skateboarding through their formations.
The guy that killed the guy that killed Bin Laden, SEAL Team 6, that was the guy that went to my high school. I bullied him into doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I went to high school, Chris Kyle, even though those numbers don't match up at all. But sake of this bit, I did, and I was the one that I taught Chris Kyle two things very early on in life: how to shoot a gun and how to lie through his teeth about every accomplishment of his ever.
Well, the same thing happened to me with Pat Tillman. I'm like, man, you're great at football, but you know, be better at being dead, and it worked.
Swear to God, yeah. We were at football practice, and I turned to Pat Tillman and I was like, you know what, bro? Don't you want to be like a hero? And then we got all drunk and stoned that night, and I was like, dude, I'm going to join the military. And then me and Pat got all riled up. We were going to join the military, and then I just kind of like woke up late the next day and forgot. But Pat joined. Good for him.
Saving lives, man. Well, actually, taking lives.
And he won medals.
He did. You know what Tillman never won though? A Super Bowl. All right.
I mean, I know people get mad when we say that, but I'm sorry. But would you rather have Tom Brady's life or Pat Tillman's life?
Tom Brady all day. Are you kidding me?
I want to be drunkenly throwing fucking artifacts off a boat.
Legally. I mean, we could technically do that now, but we would get in trouble.
That man's name was Tony Romo, Nikki Fruloop says. Tony Romo talked Pat Tillman. Yeah, we should join tomorrow, bro.
And then Romo lied and he never joined. No, man, I'm gonna be a color commentator. I have bigger plans. I want to be alive.
Yeah, the color commentator for the NFL is a slightly better survival rate.
Yes. Are you excited about the new Christmas tradition that the newest Christmas tradition? The annual Kevin Spacey video?
Yeah, dude, honestly, what's funny is, so right before I left for my vacation, I because on Nightwave, we have two Christmas traditions. We have I was just playing the same Kevin Spacey video every year. And then of course Viper, the snowman. Now, I played the Spacey one like as I left, and it was my sign, like my goodbye, farewell, have a good Christmas. Let's play the Spacey Kill Him with Kindness video, without any idea that I would be greeted on Christmas Day with another gift from wonderful, wonderful Mr. Spacey.
Here we go.
That's right. What would Christmas Eve be without a message from me?
It's true.
That's right. What would Christmas Eve be without a message from me? Look, this past year, Listen, a lot of people have reached out to me this past year and have shared their own struggles. And my ability to be there for them has really only been possible because of my own difficulties. And while it's been a privilege to offer support, I have to say, frankly, it's also been beyond my abilities, and it's bigger than me. Because heartbreakingly, so many have talked about things having gotten so bad for them that they've contemplated taking their own lives. And that's enough for me to want to take an entirely different approach this year, to acknowledge their pain and say to anyone out there who's struggling,
what's up with his lip?
I don't know. It's definitely, that doesn't look like a herp or anything. It looks like bruising. He might have been like
an aggressive mouth fuck.
At Christmas time, I like to hire young, usually my lawn guy, and I pay him to bite my lip while I jack off furiously and call him racial slurs that don't even fit his actual nationality.
or contemplating that idea, please do not take that step. If you're standing in a place that you can no longer remain standing, if you're suffering, if you need help, if you feel guilt or shame, if you're struggling,
if I fucked you and I forgot about you,
struggling with your identity, if your back's up against the wall,
if I fucked your mouth and promised you a Hollywood career and then this stuff came out and now you don't get to be on House of Cards.
Perhaps I tried to mouth in an SUV off my movie set in Nantucket.
You know, there was a Kevin Spacey from Nantucket.
Perhaps you're a gay fella that was in a Star Trek movie. Perhaps you were dazed and confused, and you remember when you were 13, and you were dazed and confused as I tried to pin you down in that bed.
or if you feel that there is no path for you, whatever your situation, I promise you there is a path. And that at this time, during this holiday and beyond, even if you don't feel it, there are people out there who understand and who can help, because you are not alone.
The only way this would have been better is if he sang that song, You Are Not Alone.
You are not alone.
By other notorious Michael Jackson.
I am here with you.
Everyone,
I was always more of a fan of Man in the Mirror.
a Merry Christmas, a great 2021, and say to all those out there who might be suffering, it gets better. It does get better.
Yes, thank you, Kevin.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Can I just say something too?
Is he fucking with us?
You know what's
Because everything he does, I think he's fucking with us.
You know what's super fucked up is that's actually how I ended the last Nightwave. Was saying like I played a Spacey video jokingly, but not this one. And then I was like, you know, hey, just a heads up, you know, if it does get rough, you know, reach out to somebody, whatever. But there was he's definitely a piece of shit. He's definitely. I don't know if he's genuinely trying to rehab his image or if he's fucking with people.
I think he's fucking with people.
I
don't
think
he's
I'm
gonna rehab
leaning
his
towards
image.
him fucking with people because he's just evil.
Right.
But look, I'm gonna take a fucking. You know, I know people go, edgy stance, but I have to say, and I mean this, I'm turning a corner on Kevin Spacey. I think Kevin
I gotta
Spacey
be honest with you.
rules.
I want to be honest with you. I was thinking the same thing.
I think he rules. I'm sorry. Look, if the world's gonna be a place full of good movies and TV and all that kind of, we're gonna have to let a couple of really bad people get a pass. And I'm not saying all of them. There's a lot of people that don't need to get a pass. But Kevin Spacey, I vote Kevin Spacey gets a pass.
You don't believe me? Watch the last season of House of Cards and tell me it didn't need him in it.
I know. How about that? No. How about just no? When you talk about a show, I have no desire to see the last season of, and I mean nobody talks about it. Nobody cares about that last season.
Buster Bali's son goes, I preferred him politely threatening people. Remember the fireplace one is one of the best videos.
It really was a great video. There was a whole, it was funny, man, because most of Twitter was obviously like, maybe don't. Like, there was so many people like, Kevin, maybe don't. Maybe be sensitive that people don't want to see. And it's like, this man supposedly tried to young Anthony Rapp at a party. Like, this guy's a predator. And you're like, maybe, I don't know, like, think about people's feelings. Like, this is people on Twitter, and I'm going, he's fucking with, like, there were people that were taking him literally.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And then going, maybe you're not
He's trolling. He's
maybe
for sure
you're
trolling.
not the guy we should be hearing that message from. And it's like, he knows that, you dumb shit. I'm pro Spacey now. And if anybody's like, I don't want there to be any confusion, like, oh, you know, is it just an edgy boy stance or whatever? Listen, I am unironically pro Kevin Spacey now. He fucking rules, in my opinion.
Hey, maybe we get him on the show. He's not doing anything.
I mean, would that really be that out of the question?
Probably not.
I think we could pull that off.
I don't know. He only does this one video a year. And I mean, again, he doesn't need to fucking work ever again. So, you know, it's not like he's ever going to starve. You know, the guy's fucking loaded. He has plenty of money. He's still getting residual checks and all that. I don't think he's ever going to make a comeback, though, because, you know, some people eventually get the, all right, he served his time or whatever. But I don't think Kevin Spacey's ever going to be called back to do a movie, you know?
You don't think so? He's so good, though. Like, I'm not, obviously he did some bad stuff, but he's really good.
He's a very good actor.
He's really good. I don't know. I don't know, man. I really am Spacey's just growing on me because it's like, you know, most people do the apologetic tour and they're like, look, I'm humbled and, you know, I was drinking and doing coke. You know, I had some rough years, but I'm on the path. And I almost respect him, like, just tripling down on it. You know, like, there's just something about that I just love. I mean, keep in mind, this is the guy, remember, this is the guy that when word was getting out about his activities, let's say, he was the one that was like, they were like, look, man, Kevin Spacey, you know, or whatever. And Kevin Spacey did this to me, and then Kevin Spacey was like, I think now is a perfect time to come out and say that I am a gay man. He's just, I love him. He's a fucking psychopath.
You're right.
I love him. This was amazing.
But you want to set this up for everyone that doesn't know.
This Dabbling John is my new favorite meme. So this popped up over the weekend, and I was getting tagged in this a lot. Our good pal, Stuttering John, was on Chrissy Marr's show.
And she's on Compound?
She's one of the Compound people. She does a couple shows on there.
Okay.
I worked with Chrissy Marr like 10 years ago.
She was a stripper?
She was, well, maybe. No, she was at the brokerage when Punchy and Hammy came up to hang out and see me do. It was at the brokerage on Long Island. But yeah, so she's a stand-up comic. She does a podcast and everything, and she she had Stuttering John on, and this went really, really badly. And honestly, none of it was Chrissy Marr's fault.
So let's just play it.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, here we go.
Trump has been good for comedy.
Is he frozen?
Is this whole interview going to be about Trump, or
is he already mad?
Yeah, he's already mad.
The whole interview is about Trump because every time I tune into your shows, John, you're bitching about Trump. Am I wrong?
And that's the only reason she brought it up.
If you really don't want to talk about it, I just figured.
I
thought you had done. I thought you had dabbled occasionally in stand-up, so that's why.
So you already know what's going to happen.
I don't want to play the rest of it.
Oh, you have to.
I don't want to.
Oh, you have to.
I don't want to.
Oh, you have to.
I don't want to.
You have to.
I don't want to.
You have to.
All right.
I thought you had done. I thought you had dabbled occasionally in stand-up, so that's why I brought that up.
I dabbled occasionally, really?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a thing you were really doing or not, and
And by the way, I want to say this. And I don't mean this to be a dick. Chrissy's not a great interviewer anyway. Like you can tell, she's just kind of like, yeah, whatever, John's on. So she's just
not talking to him,
treating him with the white glove service that John thinks he deserves. You know, she's just going like, I don't know, what do you want from me? I thought you dabbled in comedy. Like, the fuck do you want me to do? You want me to hold your hand through this? I'm supposed to know everything about you.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was a thing you were really doing or not, and I wasn't sure.
Oh, no, I've been doing stand-up for 20 years. I don't dabble.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
It's still, by the way.
Have you been getting?
By the way, Royce didn't pause it. I want to point that out.
No, that wasn't me.
That was not a pause or anything. That's just how it happened on live.
Good. Have you been getting up much in the last 6 months or so?
Well, since all my gigs have been canceled due to COVID, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
But I had like 15, probably more, 20 gigs canceled due to COVID.
Yeah. A lot of the states have been opening up here and there. Like North Carolina is back open. I just didn't know if the states that had sort of been making it work with the 25%, customers allowed in, like if you were able to rebook anything in the last few months since things have opened up again.
But you know what, Christy, to say I dabbled in stand-up is
He's not letting it go. He's not letting it's back around to the dabbling thing. Like you would have thought, okay, we've moved on
from dabbling. Yeah,
we got it. We were in a little bit of a fucking, we were in a little bit of a pothole there, but hey, we got out of it. We're moving on. Nope, he's right back to the. But the funny thing, like I'm funny how, like I'm a, like I talk.
In the last few months since things have opened up again.
But you know what, Christy, to say I dabbled in stand-up is so disrespectful.
No. She knows what she said, Anthony. She knows what she said. She's a big boy. What'd you say? Say you said it.
I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
He's drunk too.
And yet you respect me and say I
Oh,
dabbled.
I didn't. I mean, I could have picked a different word. I didn't know that it was your main thing, honestly.
I dabbled in stand-up. Okay.
She's just.
She takes a sip of wine.
That's so disrespectful, and I'm doing your show.
Cares.
And
I love that mentality, and I'm doing your show. Like, who gives a shit?
The reason you do people's show, because you were on Stern. I mean, that's the reason. You were a name on Stern. The Jay Leno thing.
But does he think that Chrissy Marr is getting like some kind of big old? She's getting the fucking stuttering John bump because he's on the show.
Well, he does sell cocaine too. So yes.
But does he think? Does he picture it like when he's doing his show for fucking 18 people, right? Does he think that maybe all the people just don't only show up when he's on other people's show? Does he think that's bringing a big crowd with him?
I honestly, I don't know the extent to which you do stand up. I mean, isn't that the point of an interview? Is like, oh, you can correct me if I'm wrong about something.
No. You dabbled in stand up when
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know how much stand up you do, John. It was just an honest
headline
thing.
plays all over and you say I dabbled in stand up. Come on, come on.
So you're
That's
more
it.
than a dabbler. That's right.
I didn't see that part.
She's handling it pretty well.
I'm
giving her credit here.
I know. I watched the shorter clip. I haven't. I sent this one in just because it was a longer one. I did not hear the part where Chrissy Marwin. So you're more than a dabbler.
It's okay. I've been wrong. It's fine. It's like, it's really not a big deal.
Oh,
you know?
this is so.
You probably didn't know that I did stand up. It's okay. It's, we're not like, that's what an interview is. You learn more about the other person. So.
Well, you seem to be pretty schooled in everything else, so you would think that you've seen that.
He's not letting it go. But you see how this is a fucking.
Who cares?
This is a fucking a lesson right here. Everybody, listen to this. This is a perfect lesson in how not to handle a situation if you feel slighted.
Just let it go.
Or if you are going to point it out, like, be funny about it. Like, don't be like angry. You know what I mean? Like, he's really pissed and he keeps going like, no, I want to go back to the thing where you called me a dabbler. Where you said I'm a dabbler. I don't dabble. I'm not a dabbler. I do more than dabble.
But the way to handle that is somebody's like, I mean, obviously I've never done stand up, but if somebody were to say to me, oh, and let's say if it was a stand up, someone would go to me, oh, so you dabble in stand up, be like, yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes. Joke, make fun of yourself. Who cares? Like, he's getting really mad.
Yeah, or even just laugh. Like, you go, dabble? I dabble? Like, where you go, Jesus Christ. And you act offended, but you do it in a way where you're like, Jesus fucking Christ, I dabble? No, you're right. I guess I'm just, and then passively aggressively throughout the show, you could go, yeah, I also dabble a little bit in podcasting. Can I promote the show so I can dabble to more people? Like, you could be funny about it, but he just keeps going, like he's doing it the way you fight when you're in a couple where the couple's kind of already on its like last legs and you're just fighting over every little thing. You're like, no. I want to go back. Let's double back around. I want to go back to where you said I dabble. It's like, Jesus Christ. That was an hour ago. You still want to talk about that?
Well, thank you. I wanted to prepare, so I feel like, but I don't know all there is to know about Stuttering John, so hence the interview. So I guess, all right, so you don't want to talk about Trump anymore.
She's like, I've been there and you've been there. You know that feeling of like, okay, so what else? You just got to go, well, what else?
No, I'll talk about him, but I don't know why. I mean, I didn't know this was going to be a political,
Oh,
discussion.
no, that was not my goal either.
Oh, all right.
I've talked with a bunch of other comedians. Some people say he has been great for comedy. Some people think the Trump jokes are getting a little tired. It's a question that I was asking without it being like a triggering, political thing.
Of you, as a comedian, you're a comedian, right?
Yes, I dabble.
There's no better answer. That's a home run. That's objectively a home run. That's you're just watching the ball go into the parking lot. You're like, he fucking set her up. How did he not see that coming? How did he not telegraph that?
Wow.
How did he not telegraph that when he said that? Holy fucking shit.
Can we watch that again?
I have to, just the last part. Just that last part.
Tired. It's a question that I was asking without it being like a triggering, political thing.
Of you, as a comedian, you're a comedian, right?
Yes, I dabble.
And that's where the video ends.
I didn't hear the I dabble part. I didn't hear that part when I heard the original clip. That's fucking hilarious. Like that there's no, what do you say after that?
That is, somebody goes, a smiling child just got handed a baseball at the car by the car park attendant there. That was out of the stadium.
It was, yeah. It was just. You go,
it was an easy one, but sometimes the easy ones are the best ones.
No, the easiest ones are always the best ones. I mean, that was a 1 in a million setup right there. There was somebody just put that ball right in the strike zone, right in the middle of the strike zone, right down the middle. And just wham. What a dumb fuck John is.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, that people would enjoy that. That made my weekend. The whole, I'm more than just a dabbler. I was like, God, John is spiraling over this.
That was just next level.
I dabble.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say after that? It's like, all right, I'm going to go at this point.
Somebody's saying Royce is an evil man. I'm not the one that brought this to the show, by the way. This was sent to Mike, and he gave it to me. This is just me playing it.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I've been keeping tabs on John because John really is a gift. The gift that keeps on giving. He just keeps, and it's weird because he's still like people know that name. They still know that name.
Of course,
from Stern and
they
all that.
always will.
So there's a lot of people who haven't been caught up on him. That just see like, hey, I'm Stuttering John. I used to be on Howard Stern. Anyway, you want to come to my YouTube show? And people are just thinking, wow, Howard Stern. Wow, YouTube's really hot right now. This John guy must be killing it. And they come on his show, and it's like guest after guest, where they have these guys that come on, and he's like, so with me right now is I've got political correspondent and author Noam Chomsky. Hey, Noam, we were talking about Trump recently. And that fucking Cumia. He's always disrespecting me. He's a real piece of shit. That fucking Cumia. I've been nothing but nice to this guy. And these political guys just come on the show and go, and there's a lot of this move. The move where the eyes, where you look off camera? There's a lot of that where people are going, yeah. And it's like all these compound media guys, like, what? I never did nothing to you. And these guys are all going, okay. Did you want to talk about Trump or... It's really fucking funny. Anyway, I dabble. It's the fucking greatest. It was a good job.
Jeez. Not the best way to handle it.
John's just spiraling lately.
Michael B in the chat says, who are these podcasts are going to fucking kill him for this?
And the thing is like, even, you could tell, like, even Chrissy Marr tried to give him an out. Like 3 times, right? Like she's like, yeah. So anyway, we could talk about that. And he's like, nah, but I want to talk about the dabbling thing again. And it's like, John, she's letting you out right now. You look like a dick. Nobody's gonna come off looking good in this. Just leave it alone. And he's just, nah, but it's like, I do a lot of stand-up comedy. She's like, who cares, dude? So it's dabbling John now.
Yeah, no, for now and forever. I mean, he did it himself, really. Definitely not the best way to handle it. How I found out I'm transracial, right? I thought this was real. This turned out I got trolled, but I want you to watch it because I want to give props. Generation Z coming up is kind of funny. Check this shit out. This girl made this video, and how I found out I was transracial.
Hey guys, as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be telling you how I found out I was transracial. But before we get into that, I'm going to tell you what it means to be transracial. Now, many of you might be saying, being transgender, you have to have dysphoria. To be transracial, you have to have dysracia. Dysracia is where you don't feel like really the race you are. That's how it was with me. Not many of you know this, but I actually transitioned from plain Caucasian to Latina, African, Caucasian mix. I felt uncomfortable in my own body when filling out forms that say, what's your race? I just didn't want to put Caucasian, and then it clicked that I could be so much more. Then I found the transracial community, and I just felt so safe there. Without further ado, this is how I found out I was transracial.
Stop hitting the mic.
So the first
She's
way I
using
found
the built-in headphone mic. Oh, that's horrible.
Out that I was actually transracial is that I used to wake up in the morning and realize that I didn't want to go to Starbucks anymore. And I didn't want to slip on my Uggs. And I didn't want to go to the gym. And I didn't want to go with my yoga workout group any longer. I was like, what's this change in me? I was like, wait. So those are like the first signs of me not being
Did she
white.
just go to the dentist?
That's just how she talks.
Because
but-
she has one of the crookedest, most dry mouths I've ever. It's like a mouthful of cotton.
Let's check it.
Anymore. Ever since then, I've eaten a lot of Takis, and if I like see somebody I know, I'll be like, "Hola!" Like it just comes out. I wouldn't have to think about it. It just was like something that would happen. That's how I realized I was part Latina. Then the way I figured out that I was actually African American was I was meeting up with my friends, and like I was like, "Hey, my name."
And then the video ends.
Okay.
1 minute and 49 setup for that joke. 1 minute and 49 second setup
Who
for
is
that
that
joke.
chick?
Her name is Plubis. And look at the description. Look at the description. It just says N-word.
I like this chick. You're in.
I'll post a link in the chat.
I'm all in with you. She has a video called ASMR Abortion Clinic.
No, she doesn't.
I swear to God.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
I think I like this chick now. Okay, you know what? I'm all on board with this broad.
Guys, as you can probably most likely tell from the title, I am doing an ASMR abortion clinic. So let's not waste any time because that is stupid. Let's get right into the video.
Just gotta stop with that mic.
Hello, welcome. Is this your first time? That's wonderful.
This is awesome.
I just want you to know that all the fetuses get donated to McDonald's. You really.
Okay, you know what? I'm all in with this chick now.
Hold on. Subscribe.
Oh my God. This chick is the best.
She's amazing.
Okay, well, we have a new friend. We gotta make friends with
This
this
is
chick.
hilarious.
Would you like some to get a drink? Here. You don't want it? Okay, I'll drink it.
This chick's awesome.
Sorry about that, though. How old is your baby? Okay, good to know. So, are you sure you want to do this?
By the way, said in no Planned Parenthood ever.
No, of course not.
Okay, we'll get started. So, make sure you just fill out that consent form right there because we don't want any lawsuits, you know. Anyways, so once you fill it out, I will go get your pill. That will get the baby out of you.
This chick's
It's
awesome.
a very beautiful process.
A beautiful process.
I probably avoided 47.
This chick is based.
I like her. She's hilarious.
She's anti-gun control. I like this chick. Oh,
Yeah,
she is.
You're
But she's a good egg. She is a keeper.
Plubis.
She's a video called "Why Nicholas Cruz Is So Attractive." I love this chick. Yes.
Hey guys, Plubis here. Today I'm going to be discussing why Nicholas Cruz is actually innocent and why he is the cutest person ever.
Oh, I love this chick. You fucking get it.
This is amazing.
That chick gets it, man.
This is
Holy
This
shit.
is a rare one. A
Holy
really funny
fuck.
woman.
Wow.
He's really cute because of his hair, and I really like his hair because it's so flowy, and he has a really— Get out of here, Mom! Get out! Get out! You always ruin every second of it.
Holy shit, she's amazing.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. That is amazing. Yeah, good work.
Wow. Here,
Holy shit.
I'll post,
I just posted the fucking link.
Here, I'll
Everything,
post it
I
again. There you
can't
go.
find her. I'm
There
like,
you
I
go.
just posted it twice.
There you go.
Well, the shooting that he did, which killed dozens of innocent kids, wasn't even a big deal. Like, their parents could have just easily gone over that.
Wait.
wasn't even a big deal. Like, their parents could have just easily gone over that. Like, it's just a death of your child. Like, he's innocent because the kids it because they were bullying him, and which was like a really hard time for Nicholas Cruz. I hope you guys came to the conclusion that Nicholas Cruz is indeed innocent and that you will fight for his rights.
Great, man.
She's funny, man.
Fucking Generation Zyklon.
I told you when I first saw it, I thought I was gonna get mad because what I saw was, oh great, transracial, good. Now we have to deal with this dummy. But man, she is very, very
keep
funny.
Her there, man. That's,
I like her.
Everybody give her a little. Yeah, I always wondered about. I'm sure I'm not like I'm sure many people have asked that question before, but it's like, yeah, if you come in a chick in the holodeck, where does the cum go?
I'll ask Riker. If anybody knows.
You
mean like a hologram? If you come in a holographic chick?
Yeah, like because obviously you're gonna raw dog it, right? She's a hologram.
Yeah, no.
So you're gonna raw
If
dog
it's
it.
a hologram, just to be safe.
Fair enough.
You want to be safe,
but you're gonna raw dog these holographic, right? So let's say you just get a good nut in there, and then somebody's like, "All right, Geordie, power down the holodeck." Like, where does the cum go?
I mean, I'm assuming somebody like one of those lower people or have an intern like have to go in there and mop it.
An ensign.
An ensign's in there like fucking Wesley's in there mopping cum.
You have two jobs here on the ship as a red shirt. You can either go with the away team or you can clean up cum on the holodeck. You think about it, right? If you're a red shirt in Star Trek, you take the cum sweeping job, right? Your choices are you got a red shirt on, two choices, away team, or you get to clean up the cum on the holodeck.
I'm cleaning up the cum.
Yeah,
because I want to live.
Go back alive. Yeah, you're like,
yeah. I mean, it's a terrible job, but it's fucking magic getting murdered. But the other thing is like, I love all that's one of the other things with Star Trek, like the unrealistic things. And it's like all these like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on the holodeck and pretend I'm Robin Hood, or I'm gonna go play Sherlock Holmes. 99% of holodeck stuff is fucking, which makes you wonder. Why do you need a pleasure planet? Why do you need Ryza for anyway? It seems like a waste. You could just fuck a chick.
Yeah.
And not only that, like they probably do some dark shit because like, which also then you start thinking about. Eventually, holograms become like sentient, like with the Doctor, like in Voyager, for example. It's like, hey, these holograms like have feelings and shit. So they've just been and murdering people. Like, there's a lot of complexities to
I think because the holodeck would be considered, for instance, like prostitution, right? Like if you go to a hooker,
but they have no choice. They're programmed to do it. More like sex slaves, really.
But what I'm saying is, you go to the holodeck, right? And it's the same. Like when you go to a prostitute, you're just trying to get a nut in because it's been a while or whatever. So you pay a hooker. But you're not patting yourself on the back. There's no like, yeah, I got laid. Like nobody says that. Nobody says I got laid if you get a hooker. So maybe the holodeck is that mental equivalent of like, all right, well I'm just fucking a hologram. But if you go to Ryza 7 or whatever, Ryza or whatever the fucking planet is, you get your dick sucked by a real chick, and even though
I don't think you earned it though, but again, they're pretty much Ryza's a planet of prostitutes.
But I think it's presented differently, right?
Yeah, it is. It's presented nice. It's
like when you get
upper end prostitutes.
Yeah, it's like when you go to a really nice hotel, like a really nice one, like a country club type hotel, and they don't take any cash from you. Everything you just sign for, and it's very like, and they just bring you things.
Right,
and it's like, it's presented a different way. Like, you're still paying for that shit, right? But nobody brings up the bill at a country club. Nobody's ever like, sir, your tab for dinner earlier. Because it's like, you're a member. They're going to get the money from you. It's all worked out. So you can walk around, just take an hors d'oeuvre and a champagne and take things from people. And they go, I just charge the room. So I'm thinking that's probably the pleasure planet's more like you can feel like you're just in the thick of it, unless of course you're Picard, which all these want to fuck Picard.
You made me think of something because you said who cleans up the cum. Can't you just transport the cum into space?
That's true.
You just you don't need to clean.
Holodeck to engineering.
Every time, if you follow the Enterprise, it's just a trail of cum.
Who's that Irish guy?
Oh, Chief O'Brien.
That poor guy.
Chief O'Brien,
Chief O'Brien's in charge of teleporting all of the ships cum out into. But then what if you
so much space cum?
Yeah, because then it's sort of like why people always ask, why don't we just put all our garbage in space? Because there's already a lot of space debris.
Mm-hmm. And well, you can't get through the dome.
The dome as well, and the Van Allen belts.
Mm-hmm.
But But they tell you like there's already so much junk in space from
Right.
mistakes we've made that like they're putting the space station at risk. They put other shuttles at risk. You hit a piece of space debris and you're done. So we can't keep dumping garbage out into space. Maybe the cum is the same thing. Maybe it's impossible. Because imagine like you're flying through space and your spaceship hits cum, and it gets all over the sensors and all the the whatever the. Is it a windshield? Do they have windshields on the bridge? Whatever it is, and then
Screen, a view screen.
Yeah, and then try getting that off. You got to try to get it off right away, or it's gonna fucking smear and.
Also,
streak.
Prime Directive comes into play. So, like, what if the cum lands on a planet and you make your own creatures? You start evolution because of your cum.
That's true. You see, you can't risk
You
that.
can't. You
It
can't
really
risk it.
fucks with the Prime Directive. So.
I think what we're talking about, honestly, is the most important thing going on in this country right now. So
Do they just get rid of? I think they keep the cum on the ship in the little biohazard bags, like the hospital, and then when they go to like a space station, so like Deep Space Nine, they probably drop a lot of cum.
The
off.
problem with that is George Takei was also always sneaking in there with a Capri Sun straw.
My
Oh,
yeah,
yes. Because he was a homosexual and he likes cum.
I sure wish Anthony Rapp had done that with my cum. But these new school actors just don't have any appreciation for the craft. The craft of cocksucking, of course. I'm not talking about acting. I don't do that anymore.
He still does. He still does the former though.
I'm a YouTube creator. My name is Kevin Spacey, and if you don't give me my plaque, Susan, I'm gonna rip every boy on this platform.
Like and subscribe.
I'll fuck Shane Dawson in his ass right on the front page of YouTube if I don't get my plaque.
Well, that's not a threat for anybody. Everyone in that situation would like it. Who would not like it?
No, even Shane Dawson would be like, I'm scared of Mr. Spacey. Get your ass on that bed, boy. I'm gonna fuck you like you did to that cat.
Can you imagine Kevin Spacey just becoming a daily YouTuber? You know, a lot of people have been asking me.
That's so true. That's right, folks. Make sure you get your Patriot food buckets. Promo code Spacey. No, promo code Underwood. He would just use
Underwood.
Frank
It'd be Underwood.
Underwood's
He'd
name.
take it.
I was executive producer on that show. I dare them to sue me.
Oh,
Could
fuck.
you imagine, like, he keeps doing those little bits? Can you imagine if they sued him? Because it's like, I get it, obviously legally there's reasons why you can't just use that character, but like, that was Spacey's show. Like I understand,
Of course it's his show.
whatever. And look, they should have fired him. Like, they didn't fire people who seem to misunderstand that Kevin Spacey got fired for all the allegations against him. Kevin Spacey was already under investigation for like very actively, like allegedly, like sex groping and like
People
sex being
on that
predatory
set, on
on
the
set.
set.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like production assistants and key grips, they were already looking into Spacey.
Well, don't name him Key Grips then.
That's true. They should have given
You're
him another
asking
title.
for it, yeah.
And also, let's talk about the title of Best Boy. I thought it had entirely different connotations to it. But like, yeah, he got fired because they already had this like thick, open, active case file on him within the company. And then this happened and they were like, we got to fire Spacey. But he should be allowed to portray that character forever because there is no House of Cards without Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
That was his baby. They should have let him finish. They should have just like warned everybody, like, look, you don't have to work here, but you're probably going to get by Spacey. Then we at
How
least,
many times do I get it? But do I get to be on House of Cards?
But yeah, but that's the point, right? Then you can make an informed decision,
Right.
And then if you decide to still go in and work with Spacey, then it's like, all right, you sign a waiver, and they go, look, we told him he's probably going to get, but he really wanted to work with Spacey.
Like the Santa Claus, but for like Spacey.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
That's pretty
Not
much the
bad.
dynamics of Hollywood, the way dynamics of Hollywood have always been, where you just go, look, like it's Marlon Brando. I know he that bitch on Last Tango in Paris, but like, it's Marlon Brando. Like, you know what I mean?
Joe says, without Spacey, that show collapsed like Building 7. That's not true. There was a reason the show collapsed.
Yeah, that show collapsed like some kind of house of, I don't know, like something that wasn't structured, something that maybe doesn't have the right support system in place to hold up the structure. Some kind of house made of things that are flimsy.
Right.
I love that the fact that the show is called House of Cards, and your analogy was, man, when Spacey got out of that show collapsed like Building 7. Yeah, or I don't know, a House of Cards.
All right.
I mean, we titled it House of Cards. How did they not see it coming?
Lord Pepsi, excuse me, holodeck replicators energy into matter. It's not a holographic device. Don't be a fucking nerd. Come on, man. We're already nerds enough.
Captain to engineering. We're gonna need 4 ensigns to clean up the holodeck. Kevin Spacey has been in here all day, and the holodeck is simply caked with cum. It looks like the inside of a cave formation.
I mean, look at the shift. It's funny because Mersh and I have been doing a show even before we were doing shows for many years, and we were covering. Remember the Occupy Wall Street movement, right?
Oh man, I remember that.
Where it was like, oh man, corporations are bad, man. And now these same people it's amazing to me, and I've said this, how quickly leftists turn into Ron Paul libertarians when it comes to censoring. Now they love corporations.
Oh, yeah. It's a private company, bro.
Private company,
yeah,
man.
Bro, private company,
a private
bro.
company. I'm like, wait a second.
As long as they throw them a few sardines,
yeah.
They're like, not even. It's not like a seal gets a big fish. The fish is so little. He say, "Here you go," and they're like, "Oh, I love the big corporation, the monopoly now."
Yeah, no, they love it. I mean, like you were bringing up, we talked about it on one of our shows. All the pride flags on all these things, and it's funny because like Bethesda, one of the gaming companies, like they have Bethesda US, Bethesda Australia. All of them had changed their logo to a pride flag, except for Bethesda Middle East.
Oh, so Volkswagen too. Did the same thing.
Did
Volkswagen, every region
Mercedes,
had the fake flag except Middle East. There was Volkswagen Dubai, and it was just the regular logo.
I mean, look at Disney. Disney's one of the most woke people in the world, but when China tells them we don't want any black people on our posters, they take them off.
Oh yeah, that's right. They photoshopped the black guy off the Star Wars posters.
Oh yeah,
from the new Star Wars movies.
Listen. I love Asian people. Okay. My sister's Korean adopted. They're great people. But the Chinese government and elitists are like the most racist. Like Xi Jinping gives speeches where he admires Hitler and Stalin, and our media just ignores it. I mean, all they want's power. Their leadership that's why they own Biden. The Chinese dictator won't even meet with Biden. They won't even meet with the press secretary. They won't meet with the Secretary of State because to them it's almost shameful that they own us. They're not. It's like, okay, we already own them. Don't show we own them. So that's why they won't even meet with our leaders because they're so embarrassed. It's like because once they dominate you, then it's embarrassing to even meet on a stage with their dog.
Well, you're right, and and the other thing is, and you find is that China has always respected power, right? They've respected. When they did interviews with people in China they were like, oh, yeah, no, I like Trump, actually, because Trump, he shows power. And I'm talking about the citizens of China. Like, oh, yeah, he shows power. Yeah. He's a strong man. Biden is completely weak, right?
That's a very East Asian thing. It's a well-known deal. They don't want to be associated with weakness. The Japanese, the Chinese think if you're associated with weakness, you become it. That's why they won't even touch Biden. They won't even touch Kamala. The Latin Americans won't. They're like, we want to be met with a real leader. You're insulting us, sending this puppet. They're all telling the world, this is a puppet. This is a Muppet. We don't meet with Muppets.
Yeah, same thing with North Korea. That's why Kim Jong-un started meeting with us because he was like, all right, I kind of like this Trump guy. Like, he's kind of a gangster.
And now North Korea won't even talk to Biden. Exactly.
He was at least impressed by Trump. Like, he was at least like, yeah, at least I get to meet Donald Trump. That's kind of cool. Like, that at least puts you in a good position to go in and negotiate. Whereas, like, people saw... Because Trump, before they completely smeared his name... And by the way, Trump made a lot of mistakes in his presidency. And I'm very pissed at him still. So I'm not defending everything. I'm not pretending like he's some fucking flawless god. But what they did to him and his family and his associates, I mean, they... ruined these people's lives and smeared them as racist Klan member.
Let me give you this in closing because I could talk all night. My wife's gonna get mad if I don't fix the cable.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let me raise. You want to fix the cable, Liz, right? It's from Lebowski. Let me guess. Next, he fixes the cable. But seriously, that's exactly it. Trump made a lot of mistakes. He did a lot of things that were wrong. But it doesn't matter. He was the man in the arena, and the globalists totally targeted him. So he's the idea of a free, real president that they fear and hate. Doesn't mean that as the man, he was perfect, but the idea of he was a real president. He actually tried to call the shots. That's why they hated Trump. So that's why I support Trump and still support him. But here's why I like Trump more than ever, because I was getting really pissed at him about going along with the vaccine, which he's ignorant about. Trump, they've told him, it's in the news, but I know from sources very close to Trump and talking to him, they've told Trump, if you keep calling for an audit of the election, if you keep trying to lead the Republican Party, which is the Republican president out of power till another's elected, he's the leader of the Republicans. That's just the way it works. If you do that, we're going to indict your son, Giuliani, and you. And he didn't back down. He's having rallies. So they're getting ready to try to indict his family. So the fact is he's not backing down. And so it's like they say in Full Metal Jacket, well, Joker's silly and he's ignorant, but he's got guts, and guts is enough. It only makes me admire Trump that he is standing up at this point, despite these threats of arrest by these George Soros lackeys.
David Bond.
Was he a hacker
It's
now?
a new video, yes. Becoming anonymous, 10 simple internet privacy hacks.
Is he pivoting? Is he trying to pivot?
Yeah, he is. No, he really is. That's not even a joke. He's been pivoting into Bitcoin, into other videos, out of being a
Did we shame him into pivoting?
I think we did. And then if AG clips this, he's gonna buy 1,000 more bots saying how handsome he is.
We made this man change this entire fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
That's amazing. We took out a pickup artist. I love it.
Let's check him out.
Okay,
It's pretty cool, bro.
You know what? Can you go back to fucking Thailand with a GoPro strapped to your head? I actually, now in retrospect, I respected you more then.
Yo guys, so I got a lot of positive feedback on my previous video
that you bought.
Video titled Becoming Anonymous, the David Bond Guide to Maximum Security and Privacy Online. The issue was it was quite long and quite intense, so I wanted to make a part 2.
Thank God. Because I was sitting here, Mike and I were talking off air going like, is he going to make a follow-up to his video?
Yeah, I mean, these bots are dying to hear what you have to say next.
So this will be my top 10 practical, simple, easy steps.
So hold on. So now he's trying to be a top 10 list YouTuber? Because he's done a lot of different things. So now this is a top 10 YouTuber. Cool.
That you can take right now.
Yeah, that's right. Internet security.
You got any gum?
Piracy hacks.
While you're watching this video to improve your security and privacy.
He decided, I want a beard, but fuck that mustache.
Hey,
don't need that.
Paul, you like the Bitcoin Cash? Huh? Yeah, that's right. Bitcoin Cash. Yeah.
Privacy on the internet. Now, I understand that I
think his real name is Stephen Maple.
Previous video on privacy was very long and very
Man,
intense.
you pointed it out, and now it's bothering me, the mustache.
Yeah, he
Without the
decided I'm
beard
going to
thing.
have a beard, but not a mustache.
What are you, fucking Chester A. Arthur?
Abraham Lincoln over here?
Seriously, what an asshole.
I wanted to make a shorter, more concise, and more practical top 10 list for you
I mean, I
guys.
get it, but you also have a beard like those Amish parents from Kingpin, and it's really bugging me.
He really looks like he's on Rumspringa.
You go all the way to Thailand for Rumspringa, did you?
I know a lot of you guys don't need all this privacy and security. You're just a regular guy. But
not you.
Look,
you're internet famous David Bond.
I get it, man. A lot of you fucking losers out there are going to stay losers for life. You fucking losers. And I get it. But a guy like me, all right, a fucking winner, guys like us, we need fucking internet security. Not you fucking Johnny Jerkoff. Not you fucking ham and eggers out there.
But I still wanted to make a list for everybody. Number one is definitely going to be delete your LinkedIn account.
Well, like, what if you're in the corporate world and need one?
Yeah. Also, LinkedIn is like the hardest thing to just publicly view. You have to actually be logged into it and to see stuff.
I am completely baffled that people even have LinkedIn accounts. You might as well call it doxmeusa.com because
that's Candace Owens' site, so shut the fuck up, all right? And no, people have LinkedIn accounts because in the business world, you actually need one, you know? Especially if you're in the corporate world, like, you know, it actually helps. It'll help you get a job.
basically is what it is. Anytime that you study someone getting canceled or having internet heat on them, the first place that people look is LinkedIn because
But
Twitter.
David, did you know that there's a bunch of people that work in the corporate environment that aren't just dropping N-bombs on Twitter all willy-nilly? Did you know that? Did you know there's a bunch of people that just go to work and then go home and then live a nice, quiet, private life?
Because you're basically just self-doxing everything that's important about you. Your name, your age, where you work, where you used to work. I mean, where you went
all
to
of that really could be figured out from a cursory Google search.
college. It's ridiculous. Delete your LinkedIn account. Now, I know some of you think LinkedIn's important. I honestly do not understand why.
Because you don't work in the corporate world. If you work in the corporate world, LinkedIn is very important. And also, the stuff that people post on LinkedIn is not racist stuff. It's usually like, hey, you know, I just got a promotion. I got a promotion. I'm an assistant manager now. Like, LinkedIn isn't a site where people are making fucking hot takes all the time.
No, it's really not.
If you're gonna have a LinkedIn
And besides,
account,
I mean, once you have a Facebook, your information's all out there anyway. Facebook's way more dangerous than LinkedIn. You know, and people can find out where you work just from Facebook. You know, I have a bunch of friends that all work together. They all work at, they get money at Hustle Every Day, which I didn't know was an actual company or a job. I didn't know getting money was a position, and then I didn't know Hustle Every Day. And they all went to the School of Hard Knocks.
I was going to make that joke. I hate you. So I had it on the tip. I was waiting for you to shut up. And I was going to say, yeah, most of them went to the School of Hard Knocks.
Same college, same job. I should have went to that college. I would have job placement.
if you're someone who is in a world where LinkedIn is important, I guess, but at least make it private, at least. Number 2 is going to be a hard one.
This one is my favorite one. This is the whole reason I brought this video to the show.
Number 2. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you want privacy,
One for a lot of you to swallow, and that is delete your contacts. I know a lot of you are married.
that sounds
What?
like hell.
Why would you delete your contacts?
I mean, I'll admit I'm very, very lazy about putting people into my phone. Like, I do have a lot of just numbers on my call log, but oh my God, I couldn't imagine if I deleted all the other ones too. Just how confusing.
Well, my
that would
problem
be.
is I'm lazy and I just have like 3 contacts that just say lawn guy, so I don't know which one's which.
David, I mean, you just want people to be texting like, "Hey, what's up? What's that mouth do? I want to feel that wet later." And then it's like, "Hey, this is your mother." Like, oh shit. Son.
And then he might just say, "Yeah, I know."
Why would you delete?
I know.
Could you imagine deleting all your contacts and then still trying to cheat on your girlfriend? How hard that would be.
I know a lot of you are married to your contacts.
Because you need them to communicate with people and to live in the world.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm good at maintaining interpersonal relationships with people. Oh, I'm sorry. I like to have friends that we can communicate with each other.
That I don't have to pay.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know about you fucking losers and all you plebeians, but David Bond likes to pack a tight suitcase, if you know what I'm saying. Like, what? You're not a fucking secret agent. You're just a creep with a GoPro on your head. You fucking asshole. You really, this guy really thinks who the fuck he is. Like,
I know.
It's enraging.
I can't delete my contacts. My contact list is so important. I've met you guys before.
Yeah, they're called human fucking beings.
She's a human fucking being, man. Wait, but when did we meet? I would have remembered meeting such a overly confident, unaccomplished creep.
And you know what? I used to be one. The guy who has to back up his contacts. Oh, it's so important. You're not important. And you know what?
I am, though. I am important.
He's
not
a sociopath.
You're not important.
He's a fucking sociopath, and he's one of those sociopaths that's so sociopathic that he can't even hide his sociopathy. Like, it's bizarre. Like, most of them are usually pretty good at least emulating other people, right? But he just doesn't give a fuck.
Rob says, step 6, build a shack out in the woods and live in it. Step 7, learn how to make mail bombs.
But this dude is really just like, yeah, man, like fucking, what do you need all these people in your life for? Oh, look at me. I called my mother on her birthday. Duh. Yeah, that's what normal people do.
If you deleted all your contacts, probably like 3 or 4 people would even notice that you stopped messaging them.
Because you have no friends. Not like me. I'm famous.
You don't have friends. David, the more you talk about your life, the sadder I am for you. And I don't live like the coolest life or anything, but even I'm sad for you.
The truth is, most of us have about half a dozen people in our life that matter.
This is a clear case, at least from what I'm seeing. It looks like somebody that is putting their loneliness onto everybody else. Like because he's this way, right? Everybody in the world probably only has half a dozen people that they care about or talk to.
Everyone else really doesn't. And guess what? If you really are trying to find how to contact somebody, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. In my contact list. That's how I'll figure it out.
Okay? Now, why am I saying that you should delete your contact?
Because you're fucking... Maybe that? Or because you're overcompensating for something else? Or because you just realized that being a pickup artist isn't going to last because now it looks like your hairline's starting to go my way, buddy. And it's a little more difficult when you start losing that hair and you don't have that looks, and when you start realizing that Bitcoin just crashed today. It's not going to be fucking as fun. It's not as fun, Dave.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, you gotta look, man. You gotta start learning new tricks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like Roy said, when the gut starts getting a little bigger, and the gray starts coming into your beard, you gotta be interesting, buddy. You gotta have a couple bucks. You gotta be able to pick up the tab, and you gotta be able to make these bitches laugh. And you're not gonna be able to make these women laugh because you don't even understand each other. And you've spent how many years now abroad, and you've never bothered to learn any foreign language or learn any new skill set or learn, honestly, even just like I know people who are boring and predictable and are not very exciting who have at least learned or memorized a couple of amusing anecdotes or a couple of funny jokes out of a joke book, something, so that they have a little pizzazz in there. But you've wasted how many years, buddy? How many years have you wasted? You're going to develop absolutely zero personality, and then you're just going to be an old fat guy.
What?
Say what you want about us, but we're old fat guys with personality. So you know what I mean? Like,
well, that's why, like, Bald and Bankrupt, you give him this much. Like, when he goes out there and he'll speak Russian, he'll speak Spanish. Like, he'll actually put effort into trying. Like, oh, I don't know that. I want to learn. I want to learn how to say this word. I want to learn how to communicate. And he's interesting.
yeah,
You know,
he's a shady globalist spook, but I love Bald
But
and
he's
Bankrupt.
interesting.
I love his video, and yeah, he's a guy. You could see a guy like that pulling chicks. Because you'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy's he's upbeat. He's got a couple bucks on him. He could tell a good story. And, you'd be like, that guy's probably going to pull some. But like David, when you're Bold and Bankrupt's age, you're going to have zero personality, dude.
Here is why you should do this. It is so unbelievably important. Why?
Tell me why.
Number one, every time that you sign up for an app that asks permission to access your contacts, that app is likely telegraphing information about who you are to other people, okay? When you sign up for Snapchat, the first thing it says is, hello, we want to have access.
Well, I just don't sign up for Snapchat.
Yeah, I don't have Snapchat. I'm not a fucking stripper. It's
Access
really the
to
only reason I have one.
Thing. They get your contact list, and then boom, every girl in the world who you've ever met and you saved her phone number in your phone gets a little alert that...
But you notice something about him. This video is supposed to be about being anonymous, and everything goes back to girls. Remember the video we had of him? Like, he says how to pick up girls on Tinder, and he had remember we saw the video. He had like 10 phones, like burner phones, all with Tinder, like picking stuff. Like, everything he does is very weird and creepy to me. Like, it's just something off about him. Outside of the fact that he looks like Brendan Dilley here. Besides that, like, there's something about him that is.
Well, the whole thing is just creepy.
He's almost a person.
It's very creepy. Everything's a system. It's like, have you thought about maybe just sitting down and going, hey, what are you drinking? If you ever tried that once in your life, David, where you just sat down next to a girl and went, hey, what are you drinking? Yeah, I'll have a Jameson and, get her whatever she wants. And then
David
go, what are you doing here? That's all. That's all you got to do, Dave.
Signed up for Snapchat. And this also happens the other way around, where when girls sign up for apps, it's kind of funny because my Telegram is the one that pops up the most. It'll say, so-and-so signed up for Telegram. And I'm like, dude, why? Now, there's a few ways.
Dude. Is he putting all
Oh
their
my God.
Oh my God. Is he putting all their phone? By the way, just so you guys know, those watching us now can't see the phone number because, you know, the way I have the screen cropped. So we're okay on our end because it's
He's
cropped.
doxing all these people in his phone.
Okay, so the way the screen's cropped on our screen, you can't see it. But in the full video, he has all of these women's phone numbers. All of them. All of them.
He has no, like, he really just has no consideration for anyone else.
He's making a video about being anonymous, and he doxed every woman in his phone.
And they're all
All the
very
numbers
similar.
start with a very specific country code.
And they all have very specific look to them.
He has a type, if you will. Dude, he put every woman.
Could you imagine if this was your son?
14 women's phone number on the screen.
Could you imagine if you were like a middle class white guy and you have this regular life and you live in the suburbs and you work hard and you raise your son and this is your son now?
I mean, let's see. Let's see what I'm trying to see because the majority of the country codes are
5-2.
Yeah, country code 5-2. Okay. 5-2 is Mexico. These are all Mexican women that he has up there. I wonder if these women know that he's just putting all of their phone numbers on the fucking internet. You
God, and you know what the 505 is?
Nicaragua. What is 6'3"? I'm just curious where these women are from because he spoke to 6'3" very recently.
Philippines.
Philippines, okay.
Why do all these guys present themselves as these fucking studs? But, like, whenever you see, like, the women they're with, when you go out looking for women, why are you always seeking out places where women are at an immediate and severe economic disadvantage? Right?
Oh, of course.
Like, what?
Yeah.
But
always.
I would never... You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be able to feel good about myself. Like, don't get me wrong. If I were in, like, Mexico or I was in, like, the Philippines and I saw a hot hooker, I wouldn't be above fucking some hooker in some foreign country. But, like, I certainly wouldn't go around later with my chest puffed out like I got laid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, dude, I got so much pussy when I was in Nicaragua. And you're like, yeah, those women are starving.
You put all of their phone
Yeah, you just put all their numbers out. Fuck
my
'em.
God.
Ways that you can delete your contacts, and it's not as simple as just going to contacts and then clicking select all and deleting.
Yeah, the other reason you want to delete your contacts is because some fucking asshole on the internet's going to put it on his YouTube channel. That's probably another reason.
What a piece of shit.
I know.
Like, even for him, that was a piece
That
of
was
shit
next
move.
level piece of shit.
You even have to...
Someone has a good point. Someone says he's just doing it to show how many girls are in his phone. Because he's still a 16-year-old kid.
To log into your
But again,
Google account.
women that are from a very...
Oh my God, he's doing it again!
Ah! What are you doing, bro?
Sorry, I didn't know
Not
that
you.
one. No,
Yeah,
I
but
know.
what
I'm
are you
saying I'm
doing,
sorry.
dude?
Dude, what the fuck, man? And this video's about being anonymous?
Well, about, like, us and him being anonymous, not these fucking... Not these fucking...
Eventually, you'll come across a menu where you can look at your contacts, and you'll be shocked to find out that many of the contacts that you had no intention of saving are actually saved in your Google account. Your Google account connects with Gmail, and Gmail
Whoa, thank you for that
also
break.
is
I
like-
didn't know that. I didn't know Google had all my information.
Really?
You fucking dickhead. Are you kidding me? I know Google has a creepy amount of information on me. I thought I lost my phone when I first bought it. And I was able to one of the fans was able to show me I could go right on fucking line, and it told me down to a fucking 20-foot radius where my phone was, and I was like, oh, it's in my apartment. Okay, fine. But yeah, we know, David. We know it all. They know everything about us. What a piece of garbage. I hate him. At a rally like this, it's true. Free Brady, man. He's a f***ing winner, man.
5 rings.
So that's true. So I'm just gonna assume these are guys. I'm kidding, guys. All right. So we are here live, the mother of all Patriot rallies. As you know, a lot of contentious issues. You've got DACA, you've got immigration, you got the wall, and of course,
You got Roger Goodell.
that prick. So
He's killing the league.
what brought you guys out today?
We got to highlight the issues that matter. We got to get Goodell out of there.
Unite America against Roger Goodell. It's an issue we can all agree on.
Now you see, I feel that these guys have found the real villain in American civilization right now. I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions. You know, there's a lot of right wingers here. There are some people, and we had some questions. Is there a race, and why is it Asians?
Well, I don't know about that.
Fire Goodell?
All I know is
Fire Goodell. Okay.
Hey, we're here to speak on the issues that
Okay. Magnets. How do they work?
Fire Goodell. Get him out of there.
It's good stuff.
keeps the world going.
All right, I have a question. How can social justice warriors and these right wingers find common ground, and why is it Rick and Morty?
Fire Goodell, that's why. Come on, everybody agrees. Fire Goodell.
Common ground. Everybody can get behind Fire and Roger Goodell.
They are dedicated to the real issues. All right, I'll ask you, who would win in a tag team wrestling match? Insane Clown Posse or Kyle Chapman and Sam Hyde?
Oh, man. That's a tough
I
fight.
know if any side has Roger Goodell, they're not winning.
Yeah, whoever signs Tom Brady first.
Yeah, 5 rings.
5 rings, soon to be 6.
These guys hate Goodell with the dedication that Antifa hates Trump. It's amazing how much they hate Goodell. I hate him too, though. Let's be real here. I meant an level of dedication. I didn't say. Come on, you're putting words in my mouth. Fire Goodell! Are traps?
Or what? Traps?
Yeah, like really, really good looking. They're basically girls with a penis.
Fire Goodell.
All I know is Fire Goodell.
Can they play in the NFL? Are they
All right.
eligible?
I think that we've got, their issue out there for you folks. Fire Goodell. He's a piece of shit. I got a gift for you guys just for taking part in this. A little parting gift in honor of the Juggalo March on Washington. Faygo soda. Unfortunately, you guys have to share one. But thank you guys so much for coming on our show.
Well, traveling, Rebels, I decided to come to the happiest place on Earth, but I accidentally ended up in Epcot. That's experimental city of tomorrow. Welcome, everybody. Time to ski.
This is Epcot Center.
Health tip. If you drink, you can't feel feelings anymore, and forget you can't see your kids. Rock and roll! Alright, Rebels, we're about to see in an extra dimension. And guess what? You guys just have to deal with it. I'm enjoying England. Oh, the phone's ringing. Hey, Jude. Open the door, skilly wow. What says Canada more than Martin Short? He was I know somebody's playing music, but I'm gonna make it all about me. Skiddly wop, skid wop, skiddly wop, 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 skiddly wop, 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 skiddly wow, Rebels, it's gaming time, and what better way to game across the planet? It's Soaring. boy Jable. It's almost time to fly. Alright, Rebels, we had fun at Epcot. We learned how to use our imagination and how to fly through space. See you guys next time, and somebody tell my kids I said hi, school.